Yup. As you can see in the title and thumbnail, you have to turn on the caption to see and understand this video. Yeah. The entire screen will be blank for the rest of the video. There will be nothing to see. So let's see if you can hear me until the end, and to make it even more difficult, the speed will increase more and more until you will not be able to understand what I am saying anymore. Well, maybe you can still understand me, but I recommend to you activate the captions so that you don't get bored watching the whole video until the end. Maybe there is something at the end or at the middle of the video, who knows. Oh, you can still hear me and understand me. Comment beans if you are the best one day. The luckiest and the coolest person in the world was watching a white screen video, and when you liked the video and subscribed with notification, started having superpowers. The story is based on real events, I think. Okay, you win, congrats.